Hey you guys, I'm back with my 2004 Saturn VUE project, and I just wanted to do a quick update on the Jax Wax that I had put onto the trim. It's been a few days shy of 4 months that it's been on here. I need to explain those little dribble marks, but this was the product I used. Jax Wax Black Trim Renew. And it does have a dye in it, so just so you guys know, definitely use gloves and use items that you don't mind tossing out. But this is how the truck looks 4 months later. These that you see here, all these little spots that were not there, well, that was due to me doing a super clean, literally super clean. That's how dirty the interior was. I had to use it to scrub a lot of the trim, and I had the bottle right down there on the ground and was taking a toothbrush, dipping it, and taking it into the interior. And I thought I had wiped the stuff, but yeah, it took me a minute before I realized it was dripping and put a towel down. But that is what pure, full, concentrated degreaser will do. It will strip the finish back off to this chalky nasty that it was, but there's a good comparison for you to show how it originally was and how the Jax Wax is still holding up. And just for hee-haws, I'm going to go back over it with the Jax Wax in those spots to see how it does to restore all that back, as well as see if by applying a brand new application to these areas, if we are in fact seeing an overall fading that maybe isn't apparent because we're looking at the whole piece as an entire unit. So, but these are just all the trim pieces. Originally I didn't have these on there. These were added on probably a month or so after, thereabouts. And again, you see that was where the degreaser was dripping. So it's not, can't hold up to strong chemicals, but the truck has had multiple baths. I mean, I don't know, because I've been doing updates and cleanings on it and adding vinyl. It's had to stay clean. So sadly, I only got to wash the trim for this video. I'm trying to do a lot this weekend before Import Alliance. I just wanted to show you guys how it's looking after 4 months. I'm about to switch bumpers, so that's why I thought I better go ahead and check in so that there's not too many changes as I do this long-term follow-up video, because this bumper is about to be removed out of the equation and a new one put on. See it over there in the background. It'll only have the trim along the bottom instead of the whole bumper. So that's the piece that's going to go on this weekend. And somebody wants to say hi. Hi, Juno. Meow. Say hi. Say hi. Yeah, you know you can't come out. Hi, little girl. Hey, Rio. All right. Little interlude from the peanut gallery. All right, let me get some gloves on, and we'll treat this area real quick live and show you how it comes out. Shake it up good. I did more of the shaking off camera. Then make sure we all can frame. And again, as a test, I'm not running it over the whole bumper just yet. I just want to see how the spot areas that I treat compare to the areas that have been exposed for 4 months to the elements. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if y'all can see through that, but I only used about that much product to do the whole truck. I keep calling it a truck, SUV, whatever. Y'all get what I mean. And no, any of these areas where there's been any kind of bumper flex, this stuff is not, it's not going to touch it. Hopefully the sun is playing nice and y'all can see that okay. But yeah, I made a big old mess. Oh, up in here. Ooh. Okay, that looks like it got it. All right, we're gonna let that cure for just a little bit, soak in, absorb. And I wanna see if it leaves splotches behind, because I'm treating over existing product and I don't know how well the product has been holding up over time, you know, if it fades little by little or not. Treated that area, that's gonna be a little bit harder to tell thanks to dirt in the door sill. Let's see what we can see down here. This is going to be harder to tell on this piece just because of the angle and the way the light's hitting. Let's go back and look at that bumper. That's going to show us a whole lot more. So you can see the splotching where I treated it. So, and I treated it all down here where there were runs. Up there, hey, look at that. You can see the runs right there where I missed that area. So, let's see what happens if we get splotches. That'll give us a good indication again of whether or not the product has faded. And just so y'all know, when I first noticed that there was those splotches on it, I just threw some black magic on it real quick to see if it would cover it up, and it did for like 24 hours. And then it was back. So, the old school silicone tricks that we used to use back in the day before these products with dye in them came into existence definitely do not hold a candle to this stuff. Should have been enough to wipe the product off. So, yeah, there you go. Definitely has faded after 4 months. That's treated areas on either side, and that was treated 4 months ago. So, as you back up, hopefully you guys can see what I'm seeing with my eyes. That gives you an idea of how much the product has faded on a direct upright surface that has been exposed to sun. Now granted, this truck lives in there, and it's in a covered parking deck during work hours Monday through Friday. So it doesn't have the same type of UV exposure that a lot of vehicles do. But that right there gives you, yeah, y'all can see that. That's untreated this time, but treated 4 months ago. So that's how much the Jax Wax is faded. But still, that bumper, you saw those stripes where the degreaser had completely stripped the color off. It's still doing its job, but it's not foolproof. It is going to fade, but there's your 4-month check-in on the Jax Wax. Again, we'll look at this. Hard to tell because it's on the bottom. Still see this still all looks pretty dark, but if I went back over it, it would be darker. So keep that in mind. But overall, after 4 months, it's still looking good. It doesn't have that chalky appearance that you saw from the degreaser where it had stripped all the product back off. Jax Wax Black Trim Renew. And I'll do another follow-up video, probably 6 months. And that's when I'll do a complete reapplication of it on the whole truck. Well, minus this bumper, because like I said, it's getting swapped. So, all right, you guys, hopefully that helps. And I definitely say the Jax Wax for me has been a great product. Definitely heads and tails above the old school silicone products. So, yay Jax Wax. I'm liking it.